Hey, everybody. Good afternoon / evening / I don't know where you are. Good day to you. Okay. I am here with the OOLA guys. If you were here with us last Thursday, you already got a taste of like, holy moly, this is amazing. And this week, what we're going to be talking about is we talked about the green gap last week, and just to sort of recap on the green gap a little bit. What that is being able to save your money back, being able to budget. It's really a budgeting strategy. Yeah, Troy?
Yeah, it's a path to becoming debt free. So really last week, the whole point was to release the stress of money by reducing the debt. So most people can't think about wealth or abundance or even multiple streams of income if they're dealing with more bills than they can pay and a huge amount of debt. So last week, release the stress. This week, we're going to talk about creating freedom. Next week, we're going to talk about legacy wealth, like how to get ridiculously wealthy.
Yes. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into middle finger money. This is the multiple streams of income. You guys know, if you followed me longer than 2.3 seconds, you already know how I feel about multiple streams of income. Many eggs, many baskets equals a happy person, in my opinion, or a less stressed out person. You're not stressed about your one basket with all of your eggs, right? So let's go ahead and get at it, Troy. I'm going to let you just take it away.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics too. And if there's ever been a time to emphasize the importance of multiple streams of income, it's now, because if someone's been furloughed or lost their job and they've been entirely dependent upon one income for them and their family, they feel that pain. And the point of multiple streams of income is to build different sources over multiple places so that if one piece it's diversification. It's the same way people invest in the stock market or mutual funds. It diversifies your income sources. So if that painful event happens in one area, you still have other sources coming in. It turns, instead of a tragic crisis, into an inconvenience. And it's something that takes time, and it's something that takes a strategy, but it's so worthwhile. It's also one of the things I'm really trying to walk everyone through what I did in my own life. First, I removed the debt, which reduced any stress around money. Then I was building multiple streams of income. And then ultimately you pour that into building wealth that's legacy wealth that can provide, you're able to give and provide for other people. It's an overflowing of wealth. And that's really what I want for people, but it's a 3-step process. And today's multiple streams of income and how it came up with middle finger money is that every year we do an event in Vegas at the Hard Rock called OOLA. And if you've ever done an event at any level, they have these things called green rooms, which sometimes it's a folding chair behind a curtain, and sometimes it's really extravagant with a full spread of food. Hard Rock does it right, and they have a green room, and what's all over in the green room?
Pictures of people holding up the middle fingers, like celebrities, actors, like that's what the whole green room is.
It's wall by wall. There's a wall of signatures of everybody.
Don't be offended. No. Don't be offended. Right. It's at the Hard Rock.
Initially.
It's not our green room. It's their green room. We just sat in it.
And we walked in initially.
And we were like a little like, whoa.
Yeah.
Middle fingers everywhere.
Everybody is flicking me off, right?
Everybody's flicking. And there's one wall of signatures, and what they're doing though is and this is why I like the title middle finger money, is when you have enough income coming in from multiple sources, you are no longer a victim in a job you hate. You can break the golden handcuffs and say, you know what, statistically 55 to 70% of us wake up every morning and drive to a job we hate. And if you think about that, and you think about you spend a third of your life in your vocation, in your chosen profession, whatever that is, and to be stuck into that, it's freedom to be able to wave your middle finger and say, no more, no more. But you have to earn that freedom by creating multiple streams of income that exceed what you were making in the job you hate.
Yes.
And that is a lot of people. When you think of 55 to 70% of the people, that is a lot of people that are watching this, a lot of people that are listening to this, that go, they justify it, but they're not doing what they want. And that's really what we want to create, because it's empowering to do your thing. But you can't we also coach a number of people where they hate their job and they wait until the breaking point and they just go, I'm leaving, with no plan, and puts their family in incredible financial crisis. So if you are going to do this, if you're going to create multiple streams of income, you don't just hit the breaking point. You strategically work on a plan that builds these things, because some of them take time. Some of them take time. And then you watch the numbers and go, okay, now I'm at a safe place. I can walk away. I can raise my middle finger to my boss who's been driving me crazy, my coworkers who've been gossiping and drama driven for 20 years.
Not literally. You don't have, and you can if you want.
I might literally.
But not literally.
If I spent 20 years in a job I hated and I finally looked at my personal financial statement and go, I have enough money to walk away from this, I might wave it out the door proudly. And maybe not.
Pull a Jerry Maguire.
I know you.
Like,
I know you very well. You wouldn't do it.
In my head, I might.
Mental middle finger. That could have been the title. The mental middle finger.
So how then, if you want to create multiple streams of income, especially in the internet world, which has changed this dramatically, how then do you go from working at a job you hate to creating multiple streams? And you really got to break it down. There's really, when you're talking about income.
Time out before you go any further.
Yeah.
I really want to do something that I did last week that I think is so important, is I want to encourage everybody. This is a time, I know Martha's got the pen and paper out already, but this is a time that you do this. I have seen Troy coach hundreds, maybe thousands of people through money stuff. And I've seen this at Oolapalooza, on tour, collecting dreams. People come up to the bus all the time. They're in a job they say they can't leave because of health insurance. They can't leave because of their pension plan, their retirement. They can't leave and they shouldn't leave until they have a bridge to something better. And we've had a lot of people throw up their middle fingers before they were prepared. And then they're calling us 6 months later and they're saying, my husband's mad, my wife is leaving me, I don't know what to do. I quit my job because I couldn't stand it anymore. And now I don't have enough money to pay the bills. I'm running behind on our mortgage. So we have that. So this is where you have a pen and paper and say, okay, in your day job, whether you love it or you love it or hate it, but you want to maybe move into multiple streams so you have more security with your income that's coming in. Because like Martha and Troy were saying when we first started, people are furloughed. Things have changed a lot just in the last 6 months. Having multiple streams of incomes gives you that security so that you can be like, okay, I like my job. My day job is great, but if it goes away, I still have other streams of income that can help me out. Or I like my day job, but man, I really love the freedom with the kids or travel or whatever. Or I hate my day job. Doesn't matter. Hate it, love it, like it. The bridge to having more security and multiple streams of income is what he's going to be talking about right now. And this is where you start planning it out. I've seen people take 6 months up to even a year or two to cross this bridge. But when you get to the other side and you're like, I'm in my day job, I love it, and I have all this income coming over, I get to decide if I want to go to work. I get to decide if I want to keep doing that. Or you hate your job, go like, okay, it's middle finger time. I'm done. And this is it. I'm going to walk out of this. And I've seen it so many times just working with someone 3 weeks ago, my buddy back home, and working with him. He finally was just like done, but he was able to get debt free first at least. And then he just quit, and he had enough money saved where he has 6 months now to look for another job, but he had to build and prepare. But now the multiple streams of income is really that bridge that you need to start to build so that you know that you're going to be good to go on the other end.
So this is the system that you're going to work. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to listen to what Troy's saying. You're going to work it down for yourself. You're going to write it out. You're going to develop a system to get you from point A to point B, and then you can say sayonara. So this isn't a dream. This isn't something that's fluffy and ambiguous and sort of smoky, right? This is something that is like, we're putting a fence around it right now, and that's what it looks like. So go ahead, grab your notebook, grab your pen. Let's do this thing so you can plan your future instead of just letting things happen to you, right?
Clearly this isn't,
I need one more thing. I have to say one more thing, and then I'm going to let him talk. I promise everybody. But I want to recap a little bit. Like last week was a system, the green gap, to become debt free. That's a big part in your middle finger money. That's a big part in your freedom. That's a big part in your financial future. So looking at the money that comes in, debt, retirement, the spend money, the fund money. If you haven't watched that, go watch Green Gap. It's valuable. You need to start there. This is like step 2 now, and you can do them at the same time. You don't have to do one and then be debt free and then start the other. You can start both of these at the same time, but this is where you need to start going, okay, this is my debt free plan, my financial independence plan, and this is my multiple streams of income plan on how I'm going to get that middle finger money so I can move into something more secure, something more I want to do. And now I'm done.
No, this isn't an inspirational money rah talk at all. Those don't work. They just don't work. You need to actually wake up tomorrow morning or tonight, say, what am I going to do in my life? What can I functionally change in my life? And that's where the OOLA framework, the coaching framework, comes into play so much. And just an overview, if for someone's new, if they didn't watch last week or doesn't know what OOLA is, OOLA breaks your life into 7 categories because we're just in really a subset of a subset of a subset of the framework. OOLA has 7 key areas called the 7 F's of OOLA: fitness, finance, family, field, faith, friends, and fun. Then we run into blockers. We set these goals in these 7 key areas. We run into self-sabotage. We don't feel worth it, or fear, or laziness. We were not willing to do the work. And then there's things called accelerators like gratitude and love and humility and wisdom. And then there's 3 steps you take to get your life. So that's the overriding framework. We're way over in the 7 key areas and just in finance and just in multiple streams. So if this was a big, complicated chemical algorithm form, we write down in finance, right under freedom. And this is all we're working on today. And it really is a system because, like, to the point that we have every category color coded. I'm wearing a green band, which is the color of, everyone in the crowd goes, money. And it also has a 7-word affirmation. 7 is the complete number. It's the total number. There's 7 F's of OOLA, 7 key areas. And it says, I am financially free and living abundantly. And that's an affirmation, and affirmations work to push off all the crap you were taught when you were young, that money is evil and only it's bad and I don't deserve it. So you got to clean your head and go, okay, I'm going to remove the negative. I'm going to say, I am financially free and living abundantly. And then you work your plan. And then you work your plan. You quiet the noise and work your plan. So if you're looking at multiple streams of income, you have to break it into 2 sources of income. There's active income and passive income. And everyone's like, passive is sexy, right? But we all have active income. Active income is your work. And you guys were talking about how people want to leave this job. I will tell you the most interesting thing in coaching this for years is you coach people in multiple streams of income and you sit down with them after you've been coaching them a while and you go, you know what? You're making enough money now. You can leave that job you hate. You know what happens more often than not? They stay. Because now they know they don't have to stay. There's just something knowing that you don't have to be there. It's this inner thing that goes, you don't own me. I own me. And if I ever want to walk, I can walk out that door and never walk back in again. And ironically, they walk in with a swagger that they elevate in that company because they no longer feel like handcuffs. They're like, you don't have me anymore. So there is something about actively working and providing value in the world that is fulfilling. When I retired at 42, and he was trying to get me back doing OOLA, he went through the 7 F's and gave me my own medicine, said, you're doing something in all areas except for field. You're not doing anything to provide value in the world. Like, you need some vocation, something to do. And I'm like, you're right, actually. And I've had more joy in doing something of value, which leads to the second part. You can be in that day job you hate, but you should also think about, if you didn't need the income from that day job, what would you do? Don't think about how you're getting paid, but what is linked to your purpose and your passion? What would you do if you could make money doing it? And start building that. Start building that as you're working your day job. Say, I would love to be a photographer. I would love to garden. I would love to make jewelry. I would love to run my own business, my own coffee shop. What is that thing that would keep you up at night and wake you up early and you dream about in between? What is that? And start building that along the way. That's kind of the key with active income. The other source of active income are side hustles. So when people are cleaning up a mess, those are the things you do in addition to your day job, in addition to building the passion-driven job. But it could be Uber, it could be whatever. It's something that requires your time to make money. So active sources of income are part of the multiple streams. So then we go into the passive parts. This is the part that take time to develop. But over time, if you can do that they yield residual income. I love passive income. Those of you who were watching last week, my big dream was to create passive income sources that exceeded my expenses by 20%, so I could give 10% more and save 10% more.
Time out. So that's something I want you guys to all write down. This was Dr. Troy's goal a long time ago, like 20 years, way before OOLA, was he wrote down a goal to have his passive income exceed his lifestyle by 20% so that he could give 10 and save 10. What an amazing, think about that goal. My passive
10
income.
more, by the way. I was giving and saving at the time, but I wanted to do it in abundance.
Yeah.
So that would allow me to retire.
Right. So enough passive income. So let's go through active income. You have your day job leading to your dream job. You have your side hustle. Now also think of Green Gap last week.
You got that. That's exactly the three.
I'm good at this. I've listened to you for 7 years. So the side hustle, let's say Dr. Troy talked about Uber, or even gardening someone else's garden, or mowing someone else's lawn, or a home-based business, or whatever it is. Bringing in that money, now take that extra money, dump it into the Green Gap we talked about last week. It helps you get debt free, helps you save for your retirement, helps you bump your lifestyle. And that's a machine that you dump money into that machine, and it starts to fuel you towards, again, walking across that bridge from your day job to your dream job. So that's all that active income streams. Now, passive is what everybody likes to talk about, which is great. And I promise you, once you get multiple streams of passive income, most of you are going to want to, again, be active in doing something, because you're not tied to jack. You can do whatever you want. And that's when you can make a big impact in the world. That's when you can go do things in the world that you feel good about, that leave not only a financial legacy, but also an emotional legacy, and a love legacy, and a kindness legacy onto the world. So that's really what we're talking about here. Is money is amazing because it allows you to have that freedom to do what you want to make the most impact in the world. So active income, take the side hustle money, take the extra job money, dump it into the Green Gap to build your lifestyle, get debt free, and then move yourself to as much passive income as possible. Even if this takes you 3 to 5 years to build that passive income stream, once your passive income takes care of all your expenses, and if you're like Troy, exceeds all your expenses, and you're giving and you're saving by an extra 20%, so you can give an extra 10% and save an extra 10% more, look at what you can do, not only for your family, but for the world. It's incredible. So this is, again, notebook and pen and paper.
Yes,
So.
I'm gonna piggyback super quick. On top of the, whenever you were saying you can start doing whatever you love doing, the way that you want to show up in the world, so far as the active is concerned, whenever you've got the passive supporting you and creating that buffer and that security, then all of a sudden the fear is no longer a thing. Whenever you're showing up in love and in service for the world around you, and you don't have to worry about, is this going to work? Because if it doesn't work, then I don't make money, then I don't survive, all of those things that happen, that's no longer a thing. You've got the support and the foundation of your passive income that you can show up in a way that who gives a rip? What is failure at that point? There isn't failure at that point. You show up and your people come to you, and then you're able to completely give back to the world around you. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, so you can buy a 1970 VW bus and roam around the country and collect dreams. And you really don't care about monetizing it because it doesn't matter. And the irony is, when you get that purpose driven, guess what happens on the monetizing side? It pours in levels you never thought you'd see, because you are consistent. This goes to the just core of OOLA. Like this, we talked about the whole framework, but the core of OOLA, if you can get in alignment with why you're on this planet, we believe everyone has a God-given purpose on this planet, and we can't see it because we've been punked into believing you have to follow this marketing plan for your life, that you have to live here and buy this and eat this and wear that. And we don't believe that. We believe we're built as a community with different skills, gifts, and abilities. And if you can get in alignment, to many of you, hopping in a bus without air conditioning and a 58 horsepower motor and going across the country sounds painful. To us, it sounds amazing. So it like that because that's consistent. And never once have we sold a book out of the bus. Never once have we like, oh, we have to go sell tickets to an event. We just do it because we love what we're doing, and we love people, and we believe in people. This is why I love the topic of money. People think, they go, you love money. I love the freedom that money provides.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the fact that just imagine the amount of stress that, if you're watching this, that you've had in your relationships and in life with money. Now imagine the opposite of that. Not neutral, not like I don't think about, but the freedom to do, if you want to give, or if you want to pursue your passion, and you don't have to, like Martha said, you don't have to worry about, I need to sell X amount of units or this amount of that. You do it for the love of what you're doing. And if you're lucky enough to get to that point, which we want to get you to that point, you're going to feel this peace that comes with taking money out of the conversation. And multiple streams of income do that. And passive streams are the thing to do, because active streams require your time and your energy and you being in a place, which are amazing. And you should devote a part of your life to that. But passive streams allow you to have the time freedom too, to pursue what you're supposed to pursue. I'm going to tell you, I wrote down before this, I just quickly wrote down, it looks like I have about 8 or 10 ideas here. I'm going to start with the 3 that I did personally, because I want to coach from what I did in my own life. I've learned a lot since coaching this from other people and just from speaking. But so I'll give you some other ideas too. But for me, what I would do is take that money from the green gap and I would allocate it into investments like mutual funds, index funds, diversified amongst themselves. So just as a machine, I'd auto draft it. There was something about making good money and feeling broke that was peaceful to me. Because if I would see the money come in my account, I all of a sudden saw stuff I needed, quote unquote. But I would auto draft money just like a machine, 15% of my income here, 10% of my income here. And I'd look into my checking account, go, feels like I'm making more money than that. It would just disappear into investment accounts. I would also start a real estate investment account, an investment real estate. And there is a difference, by the way. I made a huge mistake when I was younger. Everywhere I traveled, I'd want to buy a piece of real estate and I would justify it by, I could use the place. And when I'm not there, I can rent the place and then I can come back and use the place and I can deduct. I've done it. Trust me.
It's been great for me because I've had a chance to hang out his place in Thailand and his place in Panama.
I still have some of that pain in my life because then I invested in I did the math, not a place. I said, this is a good buy. I can flip. And I've done really well in investment real estate. That if you think of rent coming in and the capital appreciation of the value of the property. So I've done well in investment real estate and in paper. I call paper like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And then
can I go back on something a little bit? Because I get asked this question a lot when Troy's on stage and he's talking about this, and I'll go out in the audience and people say like, what does he mean? Like money comes in and automatically 10 goes here and 15 goes here. What does that even mean? And what he taught me a long time ago is when your income comes in, your paycheck comes in, I still do this to this day, it automatically goes to where it's supposed to go, all the way down to a savings account that says car and a savings account.
You know where it goes? It goes to your future.
Yeah.
It goes to your future rather than to like Visa.
Yeah.
So you're sending it so you have a bright future and you got to think of it that way.
But anyway, I remember him telling me this a long time ago. Let's say you get paid on the 1st, you want to feel fairly broke by the 2nd. So all your money's in investments, all your money's in your future, all your money's in your car you're going to pay cash for in 3 years, or the business you're going to start in 10 years. And then you have your living expenses. If not, all of a sudden it's like, we're going to go out to eat all the time. We're going to get coffees. It doesn't matter. Look at all this money in our account. You get to the end of the month, it's like, oh my gosh, there's nothing left. But what happens at the end of the month when there's nothing left, you budgeted everything through because all your investments accounts are filled. So this is something you can set up very, very easily. So just so you know that when it comes in, it just goes where it needs to go first. And then you start your budget and living on that money.
So, and I know you're Christian, we're Christian guys, right? So for me, it's tithe first. And then it's, you say pay yourself first. Then it's me, it's my future, my family's future. And then it's bunch of plastic stuff we're going to throw away in about 3 months anyway. So you really invest in the things that really have legacy matters, like your tithing and your future, and then the rest can go to all the stuff we consume. But it's very, very valuable, especially if people are on an income trail like this, their income goes up. It's amazing when you talk about how that goes up, and it's like the car that was completely fine 3 months ago no longer is safe for the kids. Because they make more money. And so we justify things as our income goes up, or the house isn't big enough, even though it's bigger than any house that was built in the 60s. So it just, things change. You got to protect yourself from yourself. The third thing that I did myself is I would invest in businesses, and a business can be an active business when you're working, like your business, but it can be passive too. You can invest in a business where you trust the person, the idea, whatever, and you can check in, but you're not showing up and opening the door and locking the door and working in between. Businesses have been really good for me. I haven't done great on all of them, but most of them have done really well if you're very careful with the business you invest in. Then we go into things. I'm gonna highlight this one big time. I have come to respect network marketing more than I ever thought I would. I didn't know much about network marketing when I was investing in real estate and businesses and traditional investing. Once we started speaking for network marketing companies and we started to get to know the leaders, you know how much real estate I have to buy in real estate to earn $5,000 or $10,000 a month in residual income? Millions. I mean, really, think about that. So if I buy $1 million and if you could get 10% return, I mean, you'd be lucky, but it's, whatever, $10,000, that's less than $1,000 a month. you have to make 2 million pretty much, 1.8, you know, with taxes to be able to have $1 million, and you have to save that after all your expenses. And then you have to buy the real estate and pay the taxes and pay the insurance and to make $1,000 a month. And I see some people in network marketing doing amazing things. So I have a newfound respect for the ability. It's a job. I mean, I don't know who said it, but we were on a stage somewhere and someone said, if you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, you'll get paid like a business. And if people go into this with a strategy and mentor with people, that's a great source. Royalty income, didn't know about that before, OOLA. Now I'm a fan. I'm a fan. We're a big fan of royalty and licensing deals in the fact that we can license the name OOLA to products and we make residual income, and our books are published by a traditional publisher. Every book that sells, we get, it's this great moment every month. We get audiobook check and we get a book check and it's like, woo, you know, totally. We didn't go to Barnes and Noble and wave a book in front of someone's face. They bought it. And nowadays, you don't have to have a traditional publishing deal. There's ebooks you can write. If you're passionate about cooking or crafts or construction, or you have a niche. Horses. You like horses?
Horses.
I thought horses. If you're passionate about horses, you can write
courses.
That's the next one. Yeah, courses. So
horses and courses.
Yeah, he likes horses. Right?
I love horses. Rent out your horses.
Horses about horses.
So that's the other one. I think then there's capital gains, and the other one that's pretty cool, and I think people will see this too, is affiliate income. You can learn if it's something you're naturally passionate about anyway, and you're promoting it anyway. This isn't network marketing specifically, but there's ways to make affiliate income. We see that with people. In fact, as our certified coaches, that's one of the 5 ways they can make money. It's a little side thing. It's not just, they can sell a OOLA book, OOLA hat, a ticket to OOLA Palooza, and they get a 30% commission. We issue commission checks on the 7th of every month. How about that for a day? And every month they're getting bigger, and they're just people out there sharing what they naturally love anyway. And they get a thank you from OOLA for doing that. I put other because a buddy of mine buys ATMs. I didn't even know that was a thing. And he purchases them and he has them all over town, and he has incredible passive income just from
ATM machines.
The machines, literally the machines, you know, vending machines are passive income. There's multiple ways you can do this. Don't go into it blindly without research. But if you think of just investment real estate, you think of network marketing, you think of paper from mutual funds, stocks, bonds, you think of licensing and courses and ebooks. Find the ones you're passionate about. We like the number 7. Like if you could generate 7 income streams. And then what you're going to find is some of them will bubble to the top over time. Don't quit on them early. Give them time, water them, put sunshine on them, do the work. It doesn't come easy. It's not magic money. But as you start to see the opportunity, then you can pour more of the focus into the opportunity that's yielding what you want it to yield.
Yeah. And it's you're like affiliate marketing, that's typically a long game, right? Like so far as like on blogs and things like that, if that's how you're doing it. This is stuff, just real quick, this is stuff we teach how to do in HBR, how to write your book, how to build your business around a book, how to turn a book into a course, how to do all of those things and be able to generate passive revenue or money while you're sleeping. So you wake up and all of a sudden you've got $500 in the bank that you didn't have before. And you're like, oh, well, all right, I guess I can have breakfast now. You guys, this stuff is for real. People don't talk about it. What's your opinion as to why? I'm just interested in a full-on conversation here. What's your opinion as to why people don't talk about this a whole lot these days?
Because they're stuck in what we talked about last week. They're just in debt and they want a quick solution. It's the person who's, you know, who buys the pill at 2 a.m. in the morning to get healthy in one night. It's the person who then goes to this person who says, I can solve all your problems in a day. This works. I hang out with a bunch of people who make a ton of money. They're all doing stuff like this, but the mass of people are in debt and out of control. And they don't want to take the time to write an ebook. They don't want to take time to be patient to build a blog and to build an affiliate stream. OOLA, to get to this point, there's a resource, by the way. I don't know if we should share this with your crowd if they're business-minded people and money-minded people.
Oh, they are.
We've written multiple books, over 1,000 pages of content. The most valuable 23 pages we've ever written to an entrepreneur or someone who wants to get on top of their money and their business. It's a behind the curtains look at OOLA, how we built OOLA from zero, literally not a Facebook page, getting paid you got a sandwich.
I got a sandwich the first time I spoke.
Yeah, to getting paid $50,000 to speak, from 0 followers to 1 million followers, from a self-published book to a multi-book publishing deal with Chicken Soup for the Soul. Like, how did we do that? By the way, it took 7 years. So people think it happened overnight, but that's all included in a white paper called, if you go to oolalife.com/white paper, it's the 7 things we did. But it took time. People come to us and go, I have this great idea for a business and I've been at it 6 weeks and nobody likes my Instagram post. I'm like, you don't have a right to complain. Like, you don't even have a right to complain. You don't even have a right to ask that question until you've been doing it 2 years with your head down on a consistent basis. Don't worry about the outcome. All you control is the action. Just push, 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 and then lift your head up and go, is there anything I can do differently and change to do it better? But most people don't have that conversation because they've given up before anything's come out of the ground yet. They planted the seed and they walked away, and they never watered it. They never put sunshine on it. They never pulled out the weeds, and they come back 2 years later and go, why isn't there a money tree right here? Because everyone told me about this money tree. You haven't done the work. It's not hard. It does take consistent effort over time, and you have to be disciplined and push through all your own self-doubt, because the problem is everyone else around you is typically broke too. So you're asking people who are struggling themselves on how do you do it. And that's why your class, someone who's actually, I have great respect for people who've actually done it. All of OOLA, all of the good that's come from OOLA, all the financial advice I've given you to retire debt free, not one penny of income came from OOLA. This was all just doing stuff. We see a lot of, can I say douchepreneur? Did we say douchepreneur last week?
We
You did. It was said sometime.
So you gotta be, I don't know, delete it out if whatever. So
it's live, it's too late. It's all right though.
So you have to be careful too if you're looking for advice on someone who just pitches you on the only way they've ever made money is pitching you that. We know your history. That's why we partnered with you. We love you because you've done it. Like, you've been there. You planted the seed. You watered it. You pulled the weeds. You wait for the tree to come out of the ground. Now you can pull some money off. You've earned that. And your people can do the exact same thing too. They just have to be patient and find mentors who've actually done it. So you may have to find you can have people you hang out with and socialize with, have fun with, and exercise with. But in the category of money, we call it in the framework again of the 7 F's. You want to make sure you have money mentors that when you're going to go into debt and you committed not to, they stand you up. And someone who's about a half a step or 2 steps ahead of you, and then bigger mentors too. Like, that's where I want to be. I want to be debt free and have passive income. Follow people like that and listen to what they say, because most people that's what I did. I was 20 some years old hanging out with the 3 most successful guys in town who were all 55. It's not like they were fun to hang out with. They were decent people, but I'm like, I'm young. You obviously have done some things in this category that are incredibly successful. So I'm going to hang out with you on a golf course, even though I don't really care, just to get the side conversations. Yeah. I spent a few years in the Middle East, and they have a thing called Majlis. And Majlis is where the guys get together every Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember. And they sit there, and all the young men are supposed to sit in there. And this is not really that great of an analogy, but they sit there and they're not even supposed to speak, but they're obligated to sit and listen to their uncles and their father and their grandfather talk about life. And that's how we learn about life. And you can do this financially too, of just being a humble student. I'm still a humble student. I hang out with people doing way better than me because, okay, now I'm here, but I'd like to be here. I just sit in the room and listen and go, what can I learn from you? And humility is an accelerator in that formula we're talking about, the OOLA framework. And if you can humble yourself to say, I don't have all the answers in money, and I do want to learn more, and who can I learn from? And then build this network around you that can lift you up.
Yeah. Heck yes. People can only, they can only teach you what they have done, you guys. So whenever he was saying, like, if you're hanging around people that are broke, God bless them. They've got room to grow as well. We all do, right? But let's not ask advice from those people about something that they haven't done yet. Because all that they're going to do is be able to regurgitate something that they've heard before. We said douchepreneur. I can talk about regurgitation. Right? We're just gonna lay it all out here. But you guys, it's the truth. It's the truth. Like, just really think about it. It makes perfect sense, you guys. Like, if you want to know how somebody did something the right way, you got to ask the person that did it the right way. You can't ask anybody else. They don't know, or they would be doing it, right?
My sister is not going to watch this because she's not even on Facebook, so I can tell this story. But I remember being at the lake with my nephew and my sister in the boat, and we were learning to wake surf. And my nephew was learning to wake surf, and he was struggling a little bit. He's probably 14, and my sister's facing the back of the boat, watching him struggle, up and down, up and down. And all of a sudden she just starts shouting advice. I'm like, Tammy, you don't even get out of the boat ever. Like, how in the world are you don't even water ski. Like, how could you possibly give a kid some input on how to wake surf when you've never even been out of the boat? And that's what's going on in the world, is that someone hears something, someone sees something, has a YouTube, whatever. They don't even know if it's valid. They haven't even vetted to see if it's true. And they're giving that advice and they're not even using it in their own life. So that's the problem is we lead each other down a wrong path because it sounds sexy, it sounds fun, it sounds new, you sound smart. But I go to people that if I want to learn how to wake surf, I talk to someone who wake surf. If I want to learn how to run a marathon, I talk to someone who's ran multiple marathons. So in goal setting, the key is find mentors who've actually done. And then say, okay, what can I learn from you? Because they'll teach you a lot about how to do it right and not make mistakes, but not to just random people, just because of convenience, just because they're in your family. It happens to be the richest uncle in your family. That's the only guy you can talk to, or aunt. Just take some time to seek, because it's so important to get this right.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yes. What do we have people saying? Let me see. Oh my gosh. Humility is an accelerator. You got a quote there. Somebody said, I want to be Martha when I grow up. I just want to grow up at some point. Emily, you planted the seed and walked away. Bam. Woo! We got a truth bomb in the house. You planted the seed and you walked away. Boom. We've got some, okay. Yes. Lots of people just loving this. Well, did you have any last words on that, or should we, let's talk about how coaching can be an income stream, how OOLA coaching can be an income stream specifically. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I would say that's probably, we have a group of coaches that join just because they want to use or share OOLA with others, or OOLA's impacted their own life. They want to share with others. We have coaches that want to learn OOLA and be certified so that they can teach their family OOLA, maybe teach their church, their community OOLA. But I would say the vast majority are looking at how can I use this as another passive income stream, do something I love. And we also have a lot of coaches that are now turning that they've crossed that bridge in a short time, 4 to 6 months, where they're making this their career, where they're using the coaching as their main full-time career. Plus they're able to do their side hustles and other things that they want to do for multiple streams of income. But that's what we're seeing, is a lot of people using that as a way to teach online workshops, OOLA workshops, and make good money doing that, so they can do their courses, because we pre-built all that for them. They can lean on the brand of OOLA and tie their personal brand to it. They can coach through the 10-week framework. So if they feel a little insecure in their ability to be a coach, they let the framework do all the work, and they guide clients through the framework, and they get paid to do that. So like Troy said, there's 5 ways for them just in OOLA to make multiple streams of income. That's what we built it. We built it around multiple streams of income. So a lot of them are doing that, but then there is other ways to do home-based business alongside that and kind of pull it all together.
There's a Zig Ziglar quote I love: in order to get what you want, help as many people get what they want. And we know there's a lot of people who want to make residual income, but also they're in a job they hate. And if we talk about all these passive sources, if you're not passive about ATM machines, it's going to be really hard for you to be successful putting in ATM machines in gas stations. But a lot of the people that we found are passionate about helping other people. They want to do work that matters. They want to feel like they're making a difference in the world. They feel like the world's going this way, and they want to contribute to something positive. So they start with the right heart, and then we built this in a way that we would like to be treated. And giving them multiple options on how to make money. Some people don't even want to make money, they just want to share. But there are a number of people that want this as a one of their income streams. And just on a practical basis, coaches get a 30% affiliate. That's a side thing. There's courses built that are $1,000 that we do the video training, and they have a bridge call in between. That the courses, they get 80% commission on that course. So if they walk someone through that course, They get 80% commissions on the course. They can still freeform coach. They can still charge for Zoom classes. They can still coach their way, but we've added multiple ways of making income as a coach, because then you can coach your way. If you love one-on-one coaching, you can do it. If you love video training, if you want to speak, you can do it. But if you want to co-coach with us, we have videos prepared. And one 10-week course, the coach gets $800 back, $790 some dollars back for taking one person through that course. One person. So totally aside, during COVID, all of a sudden I came out to the living room. I saw my wife's computer up, which is rare in itself. And I said, what are you doing? And she actually went through the certification to be a life coach. She's a teacher, hasn't taught since our kids were, my kids are out of the house, our kids were 1, but she has a heart for teaching. And she had this little plan that she's coaching 1 or 2 people a month because she loves helping people. She's a teacher. And then she figured out, well, if I can bring my little table of people to OOLA, she gets 30% of every ticket as an affiliate. Ticket price average about $1,000. That's $300 a ticket. She mapped out a course that she could post, and she quickly mapped out a course between $15,000 and $30,000 on a very, very with 1.5 clients a month, something like that, a very part-time basis. And did she need to make the money? Maybe, maybe not, but she loved the self-worth of providing, and she loved using her teaching skills and helping other people. So you can do it your way, and there's clear ways to monetize it. Some people want to crush it and they're just making it an epic coaching business. Other people are just dabbling in it because they want to feel like the work they're doing matters. And it's been built the same way. Everything we build we build it the way we like, and we know we've hung out with the people who follow OOLA enough. We know that they hate their job. Mm-hmm. We know that they're struggling financially, many people, and we know they want to do work that matters. So how can we get our message out there of OOLA in a way that also benefits the people willing to share it?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, those of you that are watching, I know a lot of you are in HBR, and maybe some of you are waiting to join HBR or something like that. Makes no difference. But those of you that are in there already, you already know how I feel about being able to support your people. We talked about it a little bit earlier this evening, earlier in the hour, about how we all have our unique gifts. We all have our unique abilities, our people to serve, our ways that we would love to be able to help other people out in the world. If only we knew how to do it, or if only we had some money as startup or seed money or something like that. If only this, if only that. And what we have to really just extract out of our existence altogether is this whole concept of if only, because you guys, it's false. It's not true. It's already here. You're already able to do this. You guys, OOLA's framework, I vetted it myself. Like, I'm going through the framework myself. The framework, literally, it allows you to support another human being in their own growth through balance, through the 7 F's, right? So you're able to help another human grow, but you don't have to be solely responsible for creating this content. I know that a lot of people, whenever they start in their service to others, income stream, I guess, whenever they start that, the very first speed bump, the first place where they start to trip over their shoelaces, or dare I say their shoes are tied together, is in the creation of content, in the creation of the actual course, right? Well, here is where, when they say you can lean on the OOLA brand, here's what that actually means. What that means is that not only do you learn the framework and are able to internalize it, use it in your own life, and that's awesome, but you're able to lean on their brand in the fact that you tell somebody else, here, this is what you're going to be doing. The end user consumes the content that OOLA has already created for you, not only just in like that 10-week course, but all over the place. It is all done for you guys. The only thing that you guys need to do is show up as yourself, as the coach, to do your check-ins in between and help guide them. But really, the heavy lifting is being done by the content that's already created, you guys. So for everybody that's like, man, I wish I could do this, if only, I wish I could, stop wishing. It's right here. Wishing is putting it off on another day, you guys. Here's the thing, we think we have time. We don't really know that. We don't really know that, okay? Do you want to make an impact in your world right now? Okay, there's no reason on the planet that you cannot start making an impact on the world right now. It was what you were created to do. You are watching this right now. The whole reason you even showed up to this video is because you're ready. Okay, so you may be sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Here's something I know is that you're going to go another 6 months. If you don't choose to do this thing you're being tapped to do, you're going to go another 6 months in your life and you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, I wonder where I would have been if I would have done that 6 months ago. That's what I know. I know it because I've done it. I've been there. Troy, Dave, you guys gone through that ever?
Absolutely.
We've all been there. We've all been there. And then we also have said yes, planted the flag and said, okay, I'm going to do this thing. And then the rest of the magic was able to happen. You guys, the magic doesn't happen until you commit to a choice. It doesn't. So you have to make a choice. The good news is that if you commit to a choice, we might be doing a little mastermind thing on December 7th. Do you guys want to talk about it for a second?
I just think it's great. I mean, it's this, but way more. It's a deep dive into your life and business and how to map out a better 2021 and a merging of our teachings in a way that we use the OOLA framework in your teachings to empower people to just move on from 2020 and their 2021 different and move some things around, things in your control. Through the cool thing about, I love what you were saying about how we did the same thing. We had content, we had framework, like how to create content and stand out is very, very difficult. And I would say the most beautiful thing that OOLA has, in addition to an easy to understand framework and easy to teach and easy to understand for the client, is that it's been tested. It's been road tested around the world for years. And out the other end of the framework comes a transformed person, comes results. If you are creating your own content, you don't know. And what most people lean on is regurgitating other success principles that are already out there, that if you're lucky, may inspire someone for the moment, but will wear off with nothing to do at the end. So what OOLA is actual, I think that is the success. It's an actual framework that you can guide someone through. And most people see a model of a success coach or a life coach or a business coach as someone who has all the answers, this guru you have to go to and seek answers. You just need someone to guide you through this framework, because someone's financial goal may be to have passive income exceeding their expenses by 20% so they can give more and save more. Other people say, you know what, I just want to be able to provide for my family and have a 6-month emergency fund. Cool. Yeah. And the goals are unique to them, and the framework flushes that out. And it's been tested and tested and tested. And creating content in a way that you can actually test results. You talk about putting a seed in the ground and watering it and planting it. It takes time. So write your ebook, do this. We have a number of coaches. It's getting close to half, but I think it's like 30% that have existing coaching businesses and additional certification. They just tie this in as one more tool in the box. Yep. So you can still build your personal brand here and write your ebooks and build your blog and build your content. But you can also guide people through the framework. You don't need to even call it OOLA. You just say, hey, there's 7 areas of life, whatever. And because the framework works, and you're going to have happy clients at the end because what they've done is come out the other side transformed.
What I see is people today, like, I want to be certified. This is something I want to do for my home-based business, for myself, my family. I want to take this OOLA certification and learn myself how to balance, how to get myself out of the rut I'm in, how to get through these blockers that are holding me back, how to embrace these accelerators, go get my OOLA life, a balanced life, the life that God designed you to live. You can start that now, and by December 7th, be completely certified, then jump on the mastermind, then put it all together, create this blueprint, which we're going to do for you in that mastermind. create this blueprint where you have a 2021 blueprint, personal and professional development. Maybe it's that bridge to go from your day job to your dream job. Maybe it's the passive income, and maybe it's going to be this multiple streams of income, part of your bridge. Maybe it's going to be working on your marriage in 2021. Maybe it's going to be working on your health in 2021. But what's going to happen is after that mastermind, you then have the blueprint for 2021, and 3 weeks in December to refine that blueprint, make sure it's perfect and good to go, so that on midnight on December 31st, you're not, writing down one resolution. You're actually going, I don't even worry about that because I have my whole plan, because I was on a mastermind with Martha and the OOLA guys. I know exactly what I'm doing in 2021. It's foolproof, and I'm going to go live that. And I think that's the biggest benefit of all of it is you go through the certification, nice work, you're certified, you have 5 instant streams of income that you can start bringing in once you're certified. But the big thing is being on that mastermind group with Martha and us, so that we can then plan out your 2021 with you like this, so that you can go forward and just really, really do what you want to do for not only your life, but for your family and for your future.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 100%. I'm so excited. You guys, just so you guys know, the link, I know it's been popped in here every once in a while. The link in order to be able to get on that mastermind, you guys, is oolalife.com/Martha. It's been through here a few times. All you do is you go to that page, read everything. If you're one of my green personality folks and you guys need all the data, read all the things, okay? If you're one of my red personalities and you're like, I don't know, where's the button? Then what you're doing is you're looking for the button that says to book a call, okay? It says something like that. And that's what you're doing is you're getting in a conversation with somebody to see if it's a good fit for both you and OOLA, right? Like I want
to mention that because we've evolved in our process. We want to make sure it's a good fit for us and a good fit for you. And it's not like a secret club. We just want to make sure that we bring you value too. And we checked on that before. They've been busy. We have an advisory team, real people, actually people who OOLA has transformed their life. They became certified as coaches, and they love it so much they want to protect this community of people that want to together change the world with this word OOLA. So we did have a buy button right away, and we took that off quickly. And then we had an application process, and then now we actually speak with a great human in our advisory team. There is a short application, again, just to make sure it's a good fit, real easy. And then you'll book a call. They are booked out. I just looked, they're booked out until next week. And they're expanding their hours to meet demand, but they just are booked out. So if you book a call, we book it for next week. Mark your calendar though. This is a good human's half hour, whatever they book with you. And they have other people waiting to get on the phones with them. So just if something comes up, send them, it's always tough. Like I used to work in a place where we have people that would book an hour and that person wouldn't show up and someone else was waiting to be with them. So just respect their time. But it will be an honest conversation. You ask the question. Amazing. They're just really, really good people. If it's not a good fit for you, they'll just honestly say, you know what, maybe not now, maybe a year from now, but let's maybe find a coach for a year and let's work through this. So if you're wondering, it's easier than you think because we've made it so simple with the framework and the marketing materials and the collateral materials and the resources. So we've made it coaching in a box essentially for you. But if you're wondering, I think that's the best places to get on a call with them. And I'm green, so man, I'd read everything because it's.
I'm red. I would buy it from a push of a button.
I am too.
Like, why read?
He would buy it and then go, "What do I get?" I'm like, "Dude, it's all on the page." It's all on the page. But everything is there, and comparing against other coaching certifications, we built this. We did a ton of research ahead to make sure that we under promise and over deliver on this product because we are mission driven at the highest level. We want to change the world with a word. First sticker on the bus is our own sticker says change the world with a word. We said if we could go back and peel back the 26 layers, we change it, say together we can change the world with a word. We go fast alone, we go far together. We believe that deeply. And we're building a small army of people with the right heart and empowering them with a framework that works. And we're going to go make the world a better place. And that's our mission.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Somebody asked one question here. Brittany said, will the mastermind class be recorded? So when we do the OOLA certification later, we'll have access to it. Is that something we should talk about, you guys?
I think we need to talk about it.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of interest in it more. I mean, we've only been with you a couple of weeks, and I mean, your reputation speaks for itself, and everyone's so excited about this collaboration that we want to make sure, again, I hope that the cost of the certification is muted by just the value of the mastermind alone.
Absolutely.
A VIP ticket to our OOLA event, which sells out every year, is $1,500. And that's the content we're going to give you. And you get 10 minutes of Dave or our time alone, like just to talk about one individual question. So we're going to hang out with you on a whole mastermind session and collaborate in a synergistic way where your ideas are +1, our ideas are +1, but together it's +7, like equals 7. So we'll just collaborate in a way to pour into your people as we get to know how we can bring value to your group. I think we should make it available evergreen at some level, because what I'm seeing is the call volume and our people takes a while to vet, and momentum is building as people are talking in this community, that we want to make sure that anybody who gets access, wants access to it, has access to it. I don't want them to rush through the course too, just to get to the mastermind. So right. I want to make sure that they go at their own pace. If they want to grind through it quickly, because would that be red, grinding through it quickly? Or if they're green and they want to process everything, that they still get access to the mastermind and can map out an amazing 2021.
And absolutely, if you're going through the certification and you're not completely certified by the mastermind, you're completely fine. You'll be okay. I was just more painting a picture of getting certified, getting ready.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That would be a great goal. That'd be an amazing goal.
You do not have to be certified.
I think come into 21,
let's go.
Yeah.
That's you guys, I can't not say this. There's a massive shift happening in the world. And if you don't realize that, then you're not paying attention. I love you so much. I know you guys are paying attention, and I know that you realize it. This shift that's happening in the world is a shift to people leaning on other humans, leaning on other people. It's a shift away from the big buildings and the big corporations and giving them your dollars and that sort of thing. And it's a shift toward what I call sort of like the tribal world that we used to live within, right? And what it is we're leaning on other individuals and other people. And you guys, coaching is 100% all about that. Okay. So if you show up and you create your own tribe, so to speak, around yourself and around your coaching, this is the life you've dreamed of. This is the life that where you get to serve, where you get to go to bed, put your head on the pillow and think, man, I really changed some worlds today. I was really able to change some perspectives. I was able to help show somebody a fresh way to look at life. I was able to help somebody tweak the way that they were looking at this thing, maybe negatively, and now they're looking at it positively. And so now their life can change. These are all things that you have the ability to do. And I have to say it, you guys gotta leap. You gotta leap, okay? That's what it takes. It's just what it takes, you guys. What do you guys have to say as a last? It's 5:59 my time already.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Isn't that
wow.
Crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? We're just.
Right?
I can keep it really short, but it just went off of what you just said about, really helping other people. And I'm seeing this with coaches. And I want everybody watching this just to imagine that in their own lives, because the coaches that I'm talking to and Troy's talking to, or in our training sessions and we're coaching coaches or working with coaches, is that their eyes are filled up with water because they're actually helping people and seeing people change their lives. So when they're telling us, hey, it's cool that I got paid $800 to take someone through this framework or whatever, that's not even what they're talking about. They're like, that's cool. But they're saying in module 2, we had a breakthrough moment. In module 4, I saw this client have a breakthrough moment. I was on the phone with them and they were crying because they know they need to pour more into themselves. They know they need to self-love. They need to take care of themselves, or they need to work on their marriage. Or I've been working with a client that finally decided they're going to be debt free and they cut up their credit cards with me on Zoom. And that's what I'm hearing. So I want you guys to imagine that for your own life. If you have the heart for helping others, there is a way to create streams of income based around helping others. But the biggest part is not only are you going to internalize a framework for your own benefit of finding balance in your own life and your family, but also what Martha was just saying, there is no greater feeling than actually when you're working with somebody that reaches out to you and says, you saved my marriage. You got me back into a church community. You helped me lose 100 pounds. You helped me pay out my credit cards. You brought me into my dream job. And that's really what the framework does, that it brings us out of clients. You don't have to do it, but you're going to look like the guide or the hero as you take them through this framework and get those results, which is so cool.
I actually want to bring it back to what this is about. Actually, we're talking about multiple streams of income. And one of the things I attribute, I did a lot of things wrong. Financially, but one of the things that I was able to do right is be a trend spotter. Like I would speculate real estate where the market was at a certain point where I felt like this, or I would look at the market and kind of speculate and try to, guess that this would be a good investment. The shift that you were talking about before Dr. Dave spoke is real. Everyone is shifting from whether it's safety about being at home, whether it's they've been home and now they discovered the flexibility and the joy of being at home, whether it's they realize that job sucked and now I really want to do something that's, I was forced to pivot. It is time to pivot. And if you're looking at these multiple streams and your mind goes to an old idea, if I'm talking about multiple streams of income and you said, I should buy red boxes and place them all over town, that technology's changed. It's all streamed and all downloaded. Where is the tech? Wayne Gretzky said it best. I don't skate to where the puck is. I skate to where the puck is going. And I will tell you that digital training and tribal coaching and building a sub community that you can lead any direction you choose to lead them, because you've identified a group of people that are this group is a prime example. They're like-minded, and it doesn't take a huge community, but you can have an amazing business, an amazing life, building a community that moves people forward into their potential. And that's what coaching is. And if you're wondering where life is going and the trends in business and look at Zoom and look at what we're doing right now. This did not exist. This is what everyone's doing, and people are finding out they like it. And coaching allows you to do that. So we're just honored you're giving it a look.
Heck yes. Oh, you guys. Okay, so next week is going to be Thursday. And I know last week I said it was going to be Thursday and then I lied. And then it was Wednesday. I'm going to be in the sky tomorrow at this time. So that's why we can't do that. But next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are talking about what again, Troy?
So wealth formula. So this is a sneak peek into the high level coaching we do with the uber wealthy on how they build legacy wealth. It's almost like you're sitting in the room and you're sitting there as someone watching that. Okay, what do you tell someone who's got the money? They're out of debt, they have multiple streams of income, and it's pouring in excess. What do you tell someone like that? Because I want to be there someday. There's huge value in having a guidepost and being a mouse in the room, kind of saying, what would they talk about in that situation? So the green gap is like remove the stress from debt, like becoming debt free. Middle finger money is multiple streams of income to create freedom. And next week, we're going to talk about wealth, like legacy level wealth that you can change the world with.
Yes. Heck yes. Oh my gosh, it's going to be fantastic. All right, you guys. Well, you guys have an awesome night. Everybody else have an awesome night. Do remember, if you have not yet set up your appointment, but you're feeling like a nudge or a push, right? That's when you just go to oolalife.com/Martha. Super easy. oolalife.com/Martha. Push the button to schedule a call, have the conversation. You do not need to already know you're going to do the thing in order to have the conversation. You just need the nudge or the push to go have the conversation and then decide what you're going to do. Okay. But if you're getting a nudge or a push, you're going to kick yourself later. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, you guys, love you so much. And we will see you next Thursday night.
See you then,
guys.
Bye.